Hello, everybody. It's Melly. Welcome back to Release Your Resistance. Today, I thought I would talk to you guys about a few different manifesting methods and explain to you guys, give you at least a rough draft or explain what they are in a nutshell. And then that way you guys can decide which ones you might want to use, which ones you feel like resonate with you. And yeah. So there you have it. So, sorry for the little background noise. That's my notebook here. I have a few things written down because I did not want to forget. Let me put my glasses on while I'm at it. All right, so here we go. The first one is visualization. What is that? When you visualize to manifest, you want to think of a scene that would occur after what it is you want to manifest happens. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So for example, if you want to manifest a particular job, you would create a scene in your imagination of you working this job, sitting at, let's say, the desk of this job, or being out doing this particular work. So you would visualize doing those things, again, like I said, as if it's already happened, as if the job is already yours. I don't know if it really matters how long you do the visualization for. I'm really not sure. I've been told by a manifesting teacher, another manifesting teacher, to do it for at least 10 minutes. I don't know if you have to do it that long. When I was manifesting my specific person, I would do visualization twice a day, in the morning and at night, just maybe for a couple of minutes. Now, again, you don't have to do it that way. It's up to you. But that's what worked for me. But at any rate, like I said, it's basically a scene that you create in your mind that would indicate what you want is already done. Now, I do want to say there are manifestors out there that will tell you how you visualize is important. I don't know that it is, but I am going to include the way it's recommended by most people anyway. And that is, when you do visualize yourself in first person. So you're looking out your own eyes as if you are in this activity. If you're talking to somebody, for example, you're looking at them through your own eyes. You're not looking at yourself like you would be watching a movie of yourself, I should say. Now, I've heard of people using visualization both ways and having success. So again, you do you. But I will say most people visualize from first person, myself included. I should say what's recommended by most people. Now, I have heard of other people saying, well, no, I have manifested stuff where I was looking at myself like I was in a movie, and that's how I visualize. So I don't ever want to tell you guys you can't manifest a certain way, because I think that whatever you believe is going to work, or whatever you think is a possibility is going to work, or whatever you think is better for you is better for you. So visualize however you want to do it. Just be aware that most people that I have, in my experience anyway, suggest you visualize from first person, from your own eyes, rather than seeing yourself like you're watching yourself in a movie or on TV. Okay. Now, there's a specific visualization method that Neville Goddard actually came up with, and this method is called SATS. That's S as in Sam, A as in Apple, T as in Tom, S again as in Sam. And what that stands for is state akin to sleep. Okay, what does that mean? What that means is, or what method that is you're doing a visualization right before you're drifting off to sleep. You're doing it when you're in that state, that drifty, tired, right before you go to sleep state. You make a conscious effort to do your visualization at that time. And if you do it according to this Neville Goddard method, if you do it every night, I don't know how many nights, there's no specific number. If you do this visualization on a specific thing or whatever it is you want to manifest every night, in that state, right before you go to sleep, it sinks into your subconscious mind. And that's where a lot of people say that you manifest from, is your subconscious mind. Now, just so you guys know, your subconscious mind isn't some super deep rooted, oh, you have to dig, and it's like this deep rooted thing. That's really not it. The best way that I can think of to describe it is it's your autopilot assumptions. So when you're just kind of going through life and you're walking down the street or you're driving or whatever, you're assuming, for example, oh, this light's going to be red. It's always red. And it's just kind of your truth. That's what your subconscious mind is. That's your subconscious mind talking to you. And so what the state akin to sleep visualizations can do is it can shift your subconscious mind. It shifts that autopilot mode onto something that you desire as opposed to something you don't want. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, please, please, please leave a question. I will make, a segment to clarify any questions you guys have. So the next method I want to talk to you guys about is something called scripting. Basically, scripting is, rather than visualizing, you are writing your manifestation down as if you already have it. It's like you're journaling. It's like a future journal. So you write down things like, oh, I had such a wonderful date with Stevie. I'm going to use the name Stevie because it's unisex. It can be for anybody. And it was so wonderful, and they were so great and so romantic, and we had such a good time. What you're wanting to do in this particular example is you're manifesting that date. So how do you do it? You write those things down as if the date already occurred. Again, it's the same thing as visualization, except instead of visualizing it in your mind, you're writing it down as if you're journaling it. It's like a diary. It's like a future diary. Okay. Or you can write something down like, oh, I had such a great day at work. I really love this job. I'm so glad I got it. It's perfect for me, before you get the job. Remember, it's to manifest. Okay. The next method I want to talk to you guys about is what I call the Hicks Method, or the Abraham Hicks Method. And that is, in a nutshell, if you walk around feeling great all the time and you're feeling good and you're focused on good things and you're not allowing yourself to feel bad, that your manifestations will come to you easy. Now, I have a theory about this. I think that this can work because when you're not feeling bad, you're not focused on your resistance. You're not thinking about your resistance. And again, your resistance is any assumption or belief or any energy that you are projecting that is contrary to what you want to manifest. So even if you have, for example, contrary beliefs to a thing you want to manifest that are telling you you can't have that thing, if you're not focused on that, if you're not worried about that, if you're generally, I should say, focused on just feeling good, those contrary assumptions and that resistance, if you're basically ignoring that resistance or you're not entertaining it, I think is a better way to put it, is not really going to be an issue according to this method because you're not focused on it. You're not projecting it. I think that's probably the best way to put it. So therefore, if you're walking around kind of feeling good all the time and you're like, oh, look at the beautiful flowers and my life's great and so on and so forth, then things will, according to this method, will manifest to you easy. Now, I want to say, just for this, just for the record, you don't have to walk around feeling good all the time in order to manifest. I've manifested plenty of things feeling like crap. So I just want you guys to know that. But again, the whole point of the Hicks Method is for you to not be focused on your resistance. So you're not projecting out your resistance. So voila, here comes your manifestations. That's basically how it is designed to work. All right. The next method I want to talk to you guys about is a mental diet or affirmations. So what is that? A mental diet is when you start assuming you can't have what you want. When you start focusing on that, when that becomes your story and that's your narrative and you're going, there's no way I'm ever going to get this job. It's just not going to happen. You use a mental diet to reframe your focus, to reframe that narrative, to reframe your thoughts. So what you would do when you start getting those assumptions, when you start thinking in that direction, when you start focusing in that direction of, no, I can't have this, you go, oh, nope, cancel. No, not going to think that way. Of course I can have this. This job is meant for me. I know that it's mine. This totally my job. I love this job. It's my job. I know it's going to be mine. It's only a matter of time. Anything that is pointing your focus, and dare I say thoughts, I hesitate to use that term because it's a little bit more than that. It's your assumptions that you're shifting, not every little random thought that pops into your head. But so what a mental diet does, like I said, what it's designed to do, I should say, is you start deliberately thinking and focusing in a way that would indicate you have what you want, as opposed to thinking about you're not going to be able to get it. Again, it's like the same thing. Whenever you're doing manifestation methods, you're doing it from a place of having what it is you want already. So a mental diet is basically just thoughts of you having what you want. And when you start to get thoughts of not being able to have it, if you start to get those resistant thoughts and that are telling you, no, you can't have this, you turn those around and go, wait a minute, this is my job. I love this job. This job wants me. This job is great. You can do that for anything. Specific person. You can do it for, like I said, a job. You can do it for money, health issue, whatever it is. And so you just turn those thoughts around to what you want rather than what you don't. Now, this method can be kind of exhausting for some people. It can be a lot of work for some people. And it also can be a little disturbing for some people because there are teachers out there who say you have to turn every thought around because if you don't, you're going to manifest bad stuff. I absolutely do not agree with that. I'm telling you guys that right now. You don't have to worry about every little thought that pops into your head. But I will say that a mental diet is I want to say it's a useful method. It's a kind of a proven method that it can work really well in helping you manifest. But, there's usually a little bit of other work to be done. But if you use it simply as a tool to manifest and you have a lot of contrary beliefs or limiting beliefs, as some people call it, to whatever it is you want to manifest, then what can often happen is you'll get your manifestation, but it can be really wishy-washy and kind of wonky because you're not really getting it into the thick of your head. You're just kind of, it's kind of surface. It's like, oh, hey, no, I know that this is mine. I know I can have it. Now, if you do that long enough, that can definitely help shift your assumptions. Don't get me wrong. But some people will say that's kind of a hard way to go about it. Again, that's up to you. If it resonates with you, if that sounds like something fun for you, if that sounds like something you want to do, then by all means do it. I would highly recommend you go with what resonates with you. Just keep in mind, it's not the only method out there to manifest. There's a lot of different things you can use, okay? And, I'm explaining some of those things right now. Another thing you can use is recordings. So you have recordings of affirmations. For example, again, I love this job. My job is so great. I know that it's the perfect job for me. And so what I've done myself is I've made little recordings on a recording app on my phone that I'll just kind of set down and play in the background. So much easier than doing a mental diet the manual way. When you have these little recordings of a mental diet or of affirmations. And again, when you make the recordings, you want to affirm things that you want to affirm, I should say, thoughts that you would have if you already had what it was that you wanted to manifest. So again, another example, specific person. Oh, Stevie loves me so much. We have such a wonderful relationship. I know that they would do anything for me. And like I said, again, you do this before, or I should say you're doing this to manifest. You're not affirming what is. You're using the affirmations to create the situation that you want to manifest. And also you can listen to these recordings when you're sleeping. The thing that's worked best for me, I'm just going to say real quick, is just visualization. That's my preferred method. I love visualization. And then when I do get negative assumptions, I will sometimes use a mental diet and go, you know what? No, I'm not going to entertain that. But I don't necessarily specifically turn the thought around. I'm just like, yeah, I'm not really going to entertain that. there's different ways to do that mental diet, but I'd be here all day if we did that. Maybe I'll do a longer video on each one of these, but for right now, I just kind of wanted to get these out there. So this video is already quite long as it is. So we still have more to go. So anyway, speaking of recordings, another thing you can use is subliminals. And for those of you who don't know what subliminals are, they're deeply hidden sound bites in pre-made recordings. Well, you can search for subliminals for a specific person or for a specific job or for money or whatever. I should say you can search YouTube, or, you can even purchase them, like maybe look on Amazon or eBay or someplace like that. And usually what'll happen is there'll be music over the top of the subliminals. You won't be able to hear the subliminals, but apparently your subconscious will be able to pick them up because there's something about the frequency that they make the subliminals with and how they put the subliminals into the music. And I'm not entirely sure how it works. I've never made subliminals and I don't typically use them. I won't say I've never used them. I have a little bit. Not necessarily my thing personally, but I know other people that swear by them and really love them. So again, if you want to manifest a certain thing, I would recommend searching YouTube, for example, for subliminals on that topic. Okay. Another method is the 2-cup method. And I'm going to post a link in the description down below to a video about that. Because I'm not going to get into too much detail, but basically what it is you take 2 cups, you pour a little less than half in each cup, fill with water. You put a note of what you don't want, or I should say what's happening right now on one of the cups, and then a note for what you want to manifest on the other cup. And you kind of look at the first cup that has the note for what you don't want, and you look at it and you kind of think about the things that are going on right now that you don't like and that you don't want. And then as you take that water and you pour it into the second cup, I should say. And as you're doing that, you think about this is shifting, this is changing, this is shifting, this is changing. Then you pick up the cup you poured it into and you focus on what you want as if you already have it. You want to do that for a few minutes. Then you drink that water. And what I like to do is I take the notes and I rip them up because I don't need them anymore, but you can do whatever you want with them. And yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. It's just another manifestation method. And again, I will post a link to a video down below, so it'll give you a better explanation on that. Another method is this one I've never used. It's called the 5x5 method. It has something to do with writing things down 5 times 5. I don't know. Sounds like a lot of work to me. But if you like to write and that sounds like something you might enjoy, by all means, give it a try. Again, I will post a link in the description on how to do that, or a link to somebody who knows how to do it, because I don't. And then my last one I want to talk to you guys about is spells. And the reason that I included this is because I feel like spells can be a really good way to, for lack of a better way to put it, get your message out to the universe. Now, again, if you're not into spells, if that's not your thing, you don't have to do it. I'm just trying to cover all the bases here, and I'm trying to include things that people might like. I personally love spells. I think they're fun. I don't look at them as controlling other people because, for those of us that have been in the manifestation community for long enough, we know that that's not how it works anyway. We know that we get to create our realities, and other people are basically players, for lack of a better way to put it, in a play that we write. So none of that matters. But I like to use spells, like I said, because it's just kind of fun. If you want money, you get a green candle. Green symbolizes money. You put like maybe some patchouli oil on it, and you burn the candle and you let it burn out, and you might write something down of your money, or you might like write even like a fake check, for example, and maybe burn that and send it out to the universe, whatever. It's just kind of a fun way to get it out there and get it into your subconscious. And they're just fun, so if you do decide to use a spell, just have fun with it, just have a lot of fun with it. 'Cause I know I've had a lot of fun with spells and they've worked for me. They've worked. So now I know why. I know it's because we create our reality, we can manifest anything, I should say. And that just happened to be the method that I used to do it. Again, you don't have to do those. I think people freak out about those. I don't understand why, because in my opinion, it's just another method of manifesting. That's all it is. But again, if it's not something you want to do, then you definitely don't have to. But if it's something that sounds fun to you and something you want to try, absolutely give it a shot. And I would also say to you, there's nobody else that's more powerful than you are. So you don't have to pay anybody to do spells for you. Please don't waste your money. I mean, you can if you want to. I'm sorry, I don't mean to tell you guys what to do, but you just get a spell book. You can get one for a few bucks, on the internet or at like your local, metaphysical bookstore, and, have fun with it, like I said. So anyway, these are just a few different ways for you guys to manifest. That doesn't mean there aren't other methods out there. So again, by all means, feel free, look around, see what you can find, have fun, do what resonates with you, and above all, manifest your dreams, desires, and yeah, there you have it. Again, my name is Melly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please, please, please hit like and subscribe and share if you think this will be helpful to any of your friends. And again, if you want coaching with me, please email me at releaseyourresistance@gmail.com. And in the meantime, I'll see you guys soon. I usually try to upload videos twice a week. So usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. Can't guarantee it'll be every Tuesday and Thursday, but should be fairly consistent. So keep an eye out, all right? Talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.